Hello my fellow idiots and welcome to an idiot's vlog. Now this would be an idiot's guide, but due to life and time constraints I've been unable to actually sit down and record episode 6. I do apologise. I know you guys were really looking forward to that, and I was really looking forward to it, to recording it as well for you. But before I go into that, I just want to say a big thank you to Evie, or as we usually pronounce over in England, Evie, for being a huge inspiration and a huge part of the community. Hopefully this break is treating you right and you're able to chill and find yourself again. Hope to see your tutorial videos again soon, but until then, your subscribers are now my subscribers. Thank you for sending them my way, and I do feel bad that I feel like I'm letting them down because there's no episode 6, even though I'm trying to stick to a strict upload schedule every Monday. But hopefully after Christmas, because I will say this, there is no guarantee that there'll be any idiot guide episodes until my daughter goes back to school, which will be in January. Fingers crossed I can get some recorded. If I could just sit down and record for a full day, then that'll be all the episodes recorded. I could just edit and upload it at my leisure. Anyway, now that that's taken out of the... now that's sorted, I just want to mention there's going to be an upcoming breaking change. For those people that are using email and passwords to log your bots in, as of the next version, which I think is version 11 because of this huge break, or code breaking change, you'll no longer be able to log in via email and password. We are, and by we I mean Gordley and Hydrovolt and some of the higher ups of the community and the staff are completely and utterly dropping support for email and password. This is to coincide with what Hammer and Chisel stated back in June, that logging in with email and passwords for user bots can lead to a ban. Now there'll probably be like a fancy quote graphic like here or something. But yeah, there'll be something on the screen or in the description at least that states what I've just told you. But yeah, that's one of many changes. Now, I'm not at liberty to say what the other changes are. I've only been told to inform you guys of the email password. So yeah, as soon as I'm allowed to tell you more, I will tell you more. It's that simple. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to actually explain to you guys what is going on in the series. So far, episodes 1 through 5, they teach you basic everyday commands for your bot. Basically, actually adding commands, adding more commands, adding, like being able to use certain events such as like the warning, the error, debug event, even though I wouldn't suggest using the debug event because it'll spam you to death. Then there's your guild events, member join, member leave, ban, unban, etc, etc. And assigning and unassigning roles in the last episode. This is all leading to a goal, a project goal. I am hoping to help you learn how to make a moderation bot. I've seen loads of requests in the forums, not forums, on the Discord server for bots that can kick, mute, unmute, ban, lock down the channel or the guild, and doing this, that and the other. So as of episode 7, because episode 6 will be preparing our bot for the moderation stuff, episode 6 was supposed to be breaking up our bot into command and event handlers. I mean, there'll be a graphic up here that shows you how many lines of code is currently in the tutorial bot. But off the top of my head, I think it's around 200, 210. But yeah, that's 200 plus lines of code, and we are doing fuck all. Sorry, we are doing fuck all with the bot. Sorry, it's really warm and stuffy now. I need a drink. But yeah, we're doing fuck all in 200 lines code, so we're doing some of that. So I'm going to break up all of the events. We're going to delete events that we don't want. So it's like, here's some of the events. We're going to delete them. Here's some commands. We're going to take them out and put them over here in their own files. And we're going to take the events that we didn't delete and we're going to move them over here into their own handlers. And that will, one, not only neat up the code, but I think it also improves performance. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in episode 6. Episode 7 now, I have my super duper notebook. Or is it handy dandy notebook? Yeah, I've got my notebook. Right. Episode 7 is mute, kick, no. Warning, mute, and lockdown. Warnings. I personally believe in a 3 warning system. Basically, if you get warned once, warned twice, warned 3 times, you'll get punished. I'm not going to implement that system in our bot, but I might do a follow-up on how to upgrade the bot. Right, 3 warnings and you get muted for like 24 hours. More warnings, you could get kicked. Or then, ultimately banned. But yeah, then we have the mute. Yes, we have the mute command. Basically, if someone's getting too rowdy, just mute them, remove the right permissions. Now, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either remove the right permissions for all the channels for that particular user by assigning them a role that removes right permissions, or you can add the permissions to all the channels to prevent them actually even reading the channels. Personally, I'm on the fence. Either one works, so I'm going to go for removing the right permissions in this example. But you can do whatever. I might even actually do both methods and just comment out the mute so I can't read. But then there's the lockdown. Now, I already have this implemented in my self-bot for my servers, even though there's not many people on my servers, but it's really simple to do. And I will be showing you guys how to. But I am actually thinking about implementing a server-wide lockdown, basically looping through all of the channels for that particular guild and locking them all down. Obviously, I will have to write an unlock command, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's what episode 7 is. Now, episode 8 is kick, ban, and unban. Now, I haven't written it down, but I'm going to throw in soft ban. Basically, what a soft ban is, basically you are essentially you kicked from the server, but you are in fact banned. You get banned like 2 to 3 days worth of content, usually 2. But if your content is deleted from the server, then you're immediately unbanned. That's what soft ban really is. The others are self-explanatory. I don't really need to explain those. And then episode 9. Now, I've been criticised why I'm doing it in this. I had some feedback on my series before I even started recording. I've been criticised for the order I'm doing this in, but episode 9 is permission check. Instead of handing certain permissions to your moderation team, like for example, your super mods have ban and kick permissions, so they can just right click ban and kick. But yeah, I personally don't like doing that. So what I'm going to be doing is assigning just like a name rank or a name role, like super mod, admin. So those particular roles won't do anything to the user, won't give the user actually any permissions by themselves, because that can tend to lead to certain types of abuse. So yeah, So what I'm doing is telling the bot to look for these particular roles. Now, they will be configurable. There'll be a thing in the JSON file that states these particular ranks that you need to look for. So you, the user, can specify what the ranks are called. And I'm going to say this in before all you people call supermods fucking bot commanders. Come on, think of some more fucking original, guys. Come on. But yeah, the reason why I'm being criticised is because everyone said that I should do that first before I put in any moderation commands. So they want me to do the permissions and level checks in episode 7 and move everything over one episode. The reason why I'm doing it in this area is because I want all the code functioning, working before we add the checks because of episode 10. Now, I don't need to look at my notes for episode 10 because I know exactly what episode 10 is. Episode 10 is going to be the most mind-numbingly boring episode you can think of. It's sanity checks and error handle. And various optimizations. There's actually a client option called disabled events, and you can actually tell your bot to ignore certain events. Perfect. I'll actually optimize and streamline your bot somewhat. So whatever events we are not logging in the event handler, we will be ignoring. Off top of my head, mainly like the user typing or the member voice state update. You know, those will definitely be ignored because fuck those. But yeah, what a sanity check is going over any and all potential possibilities of what the bot could do. Like for example, there could be a potential where someone had accidentally ban or try and get the bot to ban itself, or get the bot to ban a user higher than itself. So for example, a bot could try and ban a super admin or an admin. You don't want the moderator trying to ban an admin. You don't want an admin trying to ban a moderator, and this, that, and the other. Because it will throw errors. It will cause issues with your bot. Now, one thing I will get off my chest, and this is why I have been criticised about this. A few people agree with me. Some people disagree with me. But this is my personal thing. This is what I will be doing. I personally believe there is no right or wrong way to this, but the user experience. If Joe Bloggs came in and tried to issue a ban command, and obviously he won't be authorized, but I don't want my bot to tell him he's not authorized. I don't want my bot responding to him. Now, there is a thing called rate limits. It's basically how often your bot can do something. Now, I personally don't know if it's per guild or global, but I don't particularly want to waste API call just to tell a user to fuck off. I don't like doing that. Now, if it was a command that he should be authorized for, say I'll use typical bot for example, by hypercode. Hey dude. His bot outputs if a user can or can't do anything. Now I don't like that. For mentions, just mentioned. But if, for example, someone tried doing like on a typical bots like stab or shoot commands, or magic 8-ball, and that command is being actually disabled, then yes, tell the user that command has been disabled for the server. But if a user tried banning someone and they're obviously not a staff member, do not tell them. Just ignore them. But again, that's my personal opinion. I'll add the code to the bot, but I will personally be commenting it out. If you want to let the user know they are not authorized to use that particular command, uncomment it. There you go. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing personally. And as I said, I've been heavily criticised for it. But you know what? Fuck you, haters! Yeah. Anyway, that is basically the entire premise of an idiot's guide. Is teach you the basics of how to manipulate certain bits of data and how to use certain bits of data you not meant to manipulate. and then use everything that you've learned in the first 5 episodes and apply it to the last 5 episodes. The last 4 episodes, really. Episode 6, we're doing something completely different by slicing our bot apart and throwing it parts and body parts all over the place. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have time for this episode, guys. I might actually do this on a semi-regular basis to let you guys know what's going on. If I learn anything new from Hydra Ball and Gorbly about the library that I should tell you, then I'll probably do this. If you have any questions or feedback, please just leave them in the comment section down below. I do read them, I do respond, as long as it's a coherent, thought out comment thing. We do that. Yeah. But yeah. Just remember, guys, I'm an idiot. What do I know? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.